Hello and welcome. It's me, Percita, and this is Percita's Paradox. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate you, your time, and effort in finding me on this thing called YouTube. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you are an OG, you know the rules. Thank you, as always, for your continued support. So today I wanted to get on and really give you a little love and tell you just how much I appreciate everything that you have continued to do to support me and this channel, and just really give gratitude to my subscribers and the people who really love Percita's Paradox. It has been a long time coming in regards to me really finding what I think is my niche, right? And what it is that I want to actually do and how I want to be and what I want to represent on this channel. And you guys have been overly patient and unbelievably respectful in regard to how you feel about me. And I'll say respectful, right? Because some people might go, that's not the word you want to use. It really is, but needless to say, you've been very respectful. And what I mean by that is that you've allowed me to come on and really give you what I'm going to consider to be simply my opinion, right? It's the way that I view life and the things that we call life to be, and just to share that with you to see if that would actually help you in some form or fashion. So as it currently stands, I wanted to come today and really just give you some insight on something that I'm really learning, and I'm really wholeheartedly focusing on it more because I'm starting to understand that it has a lot to do with the way that I focus on my goals and how I actually appreciate the gratefulness of the grace that I feel like God has given me within my life. And what that thing is that I'm talking about is really the process. What I'm starting to understand is that we really focus a lot on what it is that we want, and we focus a lot on the end result, and we sometimes even try to focus on the process. But the part of the process that I'm saying is really trusting the timing and really falling back into this idea of understanding that you have really been blessed, even if it doesn't feel like you have. And your true goal should be in life to be able to bless others. Like, no one really needs the wealth alone. There's no reason to simply just want wealth and not really want to give back. Like, the entire concept of mankind is to be a blessing for others. So since you've been such a blessing to me, I wanted to just share this portion of my life and ask you, are you ready to be the blessing that you're called to be? So that's the question today. Are you ready to be the blessing that you're called to be? And I hope that when I say that, it gives you some sense of insight to really understand why I'm really proposing it. Right now, I feel like life has just really been something that you just can't quite comprehend. Like, every day, I feel like everyone's waking up with another bit of drama or a circumstance that you would have never thought would have even been on the table, let alone being able to be voiced and being voiced out loud. And at this stage, I'm starting to understand that I think we as humans, right, are, especially United States-based citizens, are starting to understand that we really do need each other. All BS aside, all craziness aside, all of the drama aside, we really do need each other to get through whatever it is that we're going to do. And I don't mean that in the sense of everyone that doesn't agree with what I'm saying or how I feel about the way life should be ostracized either. But I feel like we need to understand that there has to be a common ground of respectfulness in order to actually move the way you need to. And the way that I'm learning to do that is to really trust this idea of my process and my blessing is all proprietarial to the idea of me earning this respect with others to be a blessing. Now, you may say, well, are you validating yourself through what other people think about you? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that I don't really care what you think about me. I don't really care about anyone's opinion other than me impressing who I would call my God. So from a spiritual place, I want to make sure that my life aligns in a way that I know that I am being a blessing and doing what I'm supposed to do from a spiritual place before I'll really focus in on a carnal place, meaning a person-to-person type experience. So with that being said, I'm understanding that in order for me to really grasp this idea that I just said, that we all need each other, I'd have to understand that even if I don't agree with you, it doesn't really need to align with a disrespect or a utterance of disappointment. It's got to be something that I learned, that we're not always going to get along, but everyone's well-being should be the key to the solution of what we're trying to accomplish in life. So in saying that, I'm saying that we need each other and have to come together so that we can achieve that goal. We're not always going to be on the same side of every part of the principles of life, but the things that we do agree on, we really have to bind together. When you think of all of the hatefulness and racial things that are happening, it's really all based out of fear. And if you catch what I'm trying to get at, I'm trying to get you to understand that in order to be a blessing for others, you have to remove this idea of fear. Fear that you're going to be misused, fear that you're going to be mistreated, fear that it's not going to be worth your while, fear that you don't really hold any power or validity. You just have to remove fear, because once you do that and you really think about the decisions that you're making are obviously for your benefit, but they're also for the benefits of the people that are literally within a 6 degree of separation from you. So you look at the idea of your family and your friends, but also look at your colleagues, also look at the people that you go and you see every day at the grocery store, the people that you would just interact with on the phone, on internet chats, who you follow, the entire nine. These are all people within a 6 degree separation of you, and everyone is affected. So I am really trying to tell you as best I can that you mean the world to me, even if I don't totally agree with whatever it is that you would agree with. There's still something within you that I am concerned about your overall well-being. And that is the point that I'm pushing. In order to be a blessing to others, you have to understand it from that aspect, not an understanding of anything else, just understanding it from the position that the way that you want to be respected and the way that you want to be loved and the way that you want to be cherished is the way that you should cherish other people. Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of people who are going to do things that are going to piss you off. And there are plenty of people that are going to do things that you really want to go like, to hell with them, moving right along. I don't want to be bothered. You have to use your discernment for that. You know what I'm going to say. And I'm not telling you to sit down and be a doormat for anyone. I am telling you that if you are aligning yourself to be a blessing, you'll also notice that your environment will literally resonate with you, and you won't be in situations that often that are just that perplexed against you pushing for this idea of being a blessing. So I challenge you today to really step out of yourself and step out of the idea that you do not have a sense of, we used to call it civil duty. I'm just going to say mankind duty, or just a humanistic characteristic in you that should identify that being a blessing to people is just as important as wanting whatever you want for yourself. You want to be able to give. When you're able to give, you should give. And you can give it in various ways. We're not just talking about financial, and we're not just talking about emotional. You could simply be in agreement with someone, or like most people try to tell family and friends when they start a business, just acknowledge me, just promote me. That requires absolutely nothing from you, like my page or my product, or just tell someone about it via word of mouth. Find ways to be creative and be respectful and loving to people and bless people in whatever way you see fit, but that would absolutely clearly be a benefit to them. So if you have been with me this far, I appreciate you. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. And I just want you to know that being a blessing is key. It is really what makes the world go round. I don't know anyone that does not enjoy helping someone, and that feeling that it gives you to see someone get something from you that they may have needed in order to feel better about themselves, their situation, or just their day. So, with that being said, I'm looking forward to you becoming even a better blessing if you're already doing it, or becoming a blessing if you're not, in order to literally make this world go round and go around efficiently. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you, your time and effort with me today on this channel we call Percita's Paradox, of course. So if you could be so kind as to like, share, and comment on this video, and feel free to go back and look at all of the other videos on the channel, I would greatly appreciate you. And if you could also be so kind as to follow me on my other platforms, I'll insert the information right here. Living Percita is my handle. I would greatly appreciate it. But before you can do all of those things, I'm going to need you to do 3 things. And those 3 things are live life authentic. As always, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.